Hi there, I am Dion Opperman. Welcome to where I unpack what it means to be a writer in the age of AI. When it comes to writer-AI collaboration, the most pressing problem I have is the context gap. The gap between what I know at any given time about the story content developed so far and what the AI knows. Whereas a human co-writing partner would know as much as I know, the AI does not. Currently, AI platforms do not command much memory, and what memory they do have is limited to the chat thread. There is no cross-chat thread memory. And even if you decided to do the collaboration for your story in one single thread, the longer the thread gets, the less effectively it remembers content generated early on in the thread. But here's the thing. If the AI is going to make useful suggestions that are deeply informed by the story so far, and all the character profiles and other notes I've made that pertain to the story, then it needs to have the same contextual awareness of everything that has been developed and written so far, the same that I have, and that a human co-writing partner would have. It follows that the more detailed and comprehensive the AI's knowledge of all the content developed so far, the more story-specific and relevant to the particularities of the story the AI's responses and suggestions will be, and therefore more useful. Currently, my limited solution to this context gap is to copy and paste content developed so far that is relevant to the story element that I'm developing into a prompt, followed by my actual prompt. But this is far from optimal because deciding what content is relevant at that given moment and then finding it and copying and pasting it is time consuming. And more important, not only is it a waste of time, it is a suboptimal. What I want is for the AI to be fully aware of everything written so far, all of the time, just as I am, and as a human co-writing partner would be. So this is my current reality. Long prompts full of the story so far and other relevant info, multiple windows open where already developed content is recorded, constant switching between platforms and documents. It's better than nothing, but it is far from ideal and very inefficient. I considered using retrieval augmented generation, but that is not ideal either because 1, extra cost, 2, the added burden of constantly uploading new content to the RAG database, and 3, the complexities of creating an agent that can analyze a prompt accurately to know what specific content is relevant and needs to be fetched from the RAG and given to the prompt. And even if I did all that, a RAG database won't do because I need the AI to be fully aware and informed by all the content generated so far, all of the time, and take it into account every time before responding, because that's how writing works. Alternatively, I could use a Claude project or custom GPT, which allows you to upload files to its knowledge base, which can be viewed as a mini retrieval augmented generation database, with the bonus that the AI knows to scan the files in the knowledge base before responding to your prompts. So that certainly solves the aware of all content all the time problem. But you still have the added burden of constantly having to update the files in the knowledge base as your story content develops. And we know how that goes. When you're adding content to various files in the word processing platform you use to write your story, it is easy to forget to update the knowledge base files or remember which files you worked in and made changes to and additions. So then you decide the best is just to re-upload all the files every day or every hour until you forget, of course. You get the point. It's a schlep. Various AI platforms have begun to introduce AI screen awareness of what you have open at that time. But I need total content awareness all of the time. The functionality that I would like to have is the ability to share access to a folder on my laptop with the AI, just as I share access to folders with other people in a platform like Google Drive. This means that any document I store in this folder is accessible to the AI. I can then keep all the files of all the content and research developed so far for the story in that folder and give the AI a system prompt to peruse all that content whenever we start a chat thread while working on my story, and also to refresh its memory periodically should the chat thread become very long. This would be like having a human writing partner who is familiar with all the content generated so far, keeps up with all the updates that I might make to the content on my own when I'm not collaborating with the AI, and maintains perfect recall, or knows to go back and check content to refresh the memory if needed. The benefits of such functionality would be it's a familiar mental model like Google Drive sharing, real-time access to latest content for the AI, workflow efficiency, no copying and pasting and flipping between windows and platforms, increases the specificity of AI contributions. It mimics how human collaborators work together, and less time is wasted on context management and more time to focus on writing the story. There would also be privacy and control benefits. I control what goes into the shared folder. The AI does not have general access to my computer, only to the folders I specify. The management of context is currently one of the most critical challenges in AI development, sitting at the intersection of memory, knowledge integration, and practical application. Every major AI lab is grappling with this challenge because without solving it, AI tools remain fundamentally limited in their ability to engage in deep, sustained collaboration. What's fascinating is that this issue mirrors a deeper truth about human creativity and collaboration. When we write, we don't just access isolated facts. We navigate a rich web of interconnected ideas, character histories, plot points, and thematic resonances. Every word we write is informed by everything that came before it. This is the standard to which AI must rise. The evolution of AI platforms towards full contextual awareness isn't just inevitable, it's essential. As these systems mature, the ability to maintain comprehensive project memory will transform from a technical hurdle into a basic feature. When that happens, we'll cross a threshold where AI truly begins to function less like a sophisticated tool and more like a genuine creative partner. The real question isn't if this will happen, but how it will reshape the landscape of creative collaboration. Because when AI can finally hold the entire context of our stories in its memory, every character nuance, every plot thread, every thematic layer, we'll be able to focus entirely on what matters most, the art of storytelling itself. Thank you for joining me on this journey.